Morning, Raptor Freak Alexiot's here on Monday morning, the night after the Kyle Lowry Love Fest. Yeah, he came in and charmed our pants off and got that W on us. Ended our win streak. Man, you can't hate Kyle. Kyle is Kyle. Kyle's going to do what Kyle does, and he did it very in a Kyle way. He came in with smiles, got all the kudos, got the applause, and made sure his team got the W. And I'm going to tell you right now, the way that we lost that game was very disappointing because we were controlling things. Fred came out, and he was gangbusters. He got that single season franchise record for most three-pointers made in a season that we've been talking about from Kyle. Right away, almost he got it. And then, we did good. We were playing real good, but Kyle was using that rope-a-dope method of staying a little bit behind and then pouncing later and coming on us, coming against us real quick and beating us at the end. And the three-point shooting last night was really bad. Like for the Miami Heat, the way they were manufacturing getting open shots was really bad. Max Strus in particular, that guy is so annoying. 7 of 9 from three-pointer last night, and he absolutely killed us. Like, this was really bad. We could not let him or Tyler Hero do anything crazy big, and we did. We let them, and they kicked our butt. Oh my gosh, did they kick our butt. And Victor Oladipo, him also was one of those guys that just went crazy. Callie's here. Good to see you, Callie. So I'm a little late, y'all, this morning. I'm having a little bit of some personal issues in my life in different ways in the last couple of days, and things have been a little knocked off kilter. But I told y'all I'll be here. I'm sorry I'm just after 11. Usually I'm a little earlier on Monday, especially. But I'm trying to get things going in the right way. Here, Callie's saying the third quarter defense was not good. Yeah, allowed too many three-point shots. Really not good. In fact, in the post-game conference, Nick Nurse was talking about the breakdowns and some of the ways that our defense was just completely ineffective when it should have been at times. Like, it was really getting the rotations right. Like, they had way too many open shots. They had the right game plan. It's weird because Eric Spoelstra had COVID and wasn't even coaching the game last night. They had Chris Quinn coaching it, and they were finding open shots left and right, whether it's Strus, whether it was Oladipo. These guys were bombing threes on us, and they made us pay. And even Lowry had a big dagger three in the fourth quarter himself from the corner. It was crazy. We knew it was coming, so we should have been more prepared. Callie's saying, yeah, I agree with this. Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Kyle did a rope-a-dope. He came into the press conference and he said, Nick knows how to prepare for me, so I fully expect I'm not going to be able to do anything. Well, Kyle, you didn't have one of those games where you didn't do anything. You got 16 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, a steal. You shot 4 for 8. You had 2 big threes. Yeah, that's not doing anything. That's doing something. And then it was part of his charm offensive, I'm sure. He's like, I'm going to cruise in here. I'm going to get all the love. It was a fantastic tribute. It was so great to see him there with his sons at the beginning of the game. And, he didn't cry after all. I didn't cry myself, which was crazy. It was just a really awesome just moment in Toronto history, Raptor history. And the fans really like the chanting of the Lowry, I stayed after and saw the love that we were giving him at the end when he was still doing post-game interviews and he's walking off the court. He signed every single person's jersey that wanted it signed. He signed everything. He gave high fives and love to everyone. Such a class act, a true hero, a true Toronto Raptor for life. And, his teammates were saying stuff like that they wish they could get this at some point in their career. That every single professional basketball player should want this kind of adulation from their home crowd eventually. That it doesn't matter if you're gone, you're still like that with them. And you have that much respect and love between you and the city. And that's pretty cool. And there's no hate or anything like that. I wish we had won. In fact, I was upset that we didn't win last night in all kinds of different ways. But also in some ways, I was like, this is the experience. This is what it is. And this is Kyle. Kyle wants his team to win at all costs, and he'll do what he can. And we can't get this twisted. Miami has been a top team in the league this year. And looking at the spoils that they have off their bench, they got people like Victor Oladipo and Tyler Hero coming off their bench. That's a badass bench. And oh my gosh. G-Sam, we play against the Heat when Butler plays. Their game plan is better when he is on. They need to figure out how to close out on the threes better. Yeah, not having Jimmy Butler, not having PJ Tucker there, Dwayne Dedman, a couple of their main players that are in their regular rotation. Yeah, that was like, this is great. Jimmy's not playing. PJ's not playing. This is great. Kareem said that he heard Jimmy say that he's probably not going to play the next game. But then again, also on our side, we sat OG late. And in my preview yesterday, I said OG's going to be really important in this game. And he didn't even play last night. And that's too bad because he is a part of when we win. It's really evident with OG in the lineup, we win most of the time. And when OG is not playing, we have a problem and sometimes we lose. And that was part of what happened last night, I think. But also I don't know what was going on. There were so many defensive breakdowns where they got such open three-point shots that it was messed up. It really was messed up. And on the other end, they were very agitative with their defense and really stymieing some of the good things that we do that were really easy for us. Like nothing came easy on our offensive end. You could see how Pascal was laboring and how hard it was for him to score. But really cool to see Fred come out shooting big, making a lot of threes and making a lot of points early. And then Pascal also, it was kind of a double barrel attack. And Scotty had great moments last night too. So it's such a tough game to be mad about, but also I am kind of mad about it. Like when I left the game last night, I was empty and felt like, this makes me mad because we're not going to get that 10 win out of the season, which probably wasn't realistic anyway. And now, it is what it is. But at least the damage in the standings isn't totally horrible. Sure, we flipped from 5th back to 6th, but we're still tied with Chicago, and there's still a whole lot of maneuvering and things that can happen still. So hey, it is what it is. Right now, this morning, we're lined up to play the Milwaukee Bucks. If the playoffs started tomorrow, we'd play them. So very interesting. Tom Duke's here. Good to see my good friend Tom. Great tribute, tough loss. OG out again showed. And wow, Heat from 3, always unreal. The percent is crazy. They shot like over 50% from the field and just in general. And then the 3-point shooting last night for them was an absolute killer. That singularly alone, the fact that they made 18 threes last night on 18 of 38 shooting, that really killed us. And the other thing that killed us was, once again, missing free throws. Oh my gosh, Thad Young, what are you doing? You've been in the league for so long. You go up there and you miss 2 free throws like that. Precious missing free throws early. Yeah, we have to talk about that because there were 7 free throws missed last night, but some of the guys were really badass at free throws. Like Fred was 11 for 11 at the free throw line last night. And once again, I said it, Gary is our best free throw shooter. Those late free throws were so like right through, no worry that it's not going to go in. There's no bouncing around crazy shit. And then it falls in, just right, swish right through. That is the way we like to see the free throws go in. And it's kind of crazy how they could have had opportunities at the end of the game to possibly steal the game back because they didn't give up. And I stayed, half the crowd was leaving when it was 10 points. They were up by 10 points with a certain amount of less time to go. And then crazy stuff happens. They get close again. But then like the missed free throws before and then missing shots at the end, like Fred hits a 3 at a certain point, would have changed things a whole lot. So we could have possibly came back and stole the game back at the end of the game, which is crazy in the last couple minutes because half the crowd had already left. They were already leaving and the real ones were still just sitting there like me. But there were a lot of people that are already leaving. Sue's here. Good morning, everyone. I am not going to lie. I was annoyed last night, as I was too. We could have won this game. We need to defend the threes. We were killed on the threes. If we'd stopped 2 of their threes, we would have won. Oh my gosh, you're right. That Strus guy was shooting unreal. He was in the zone. 7 of 9 for 3. He was 7 of 10 for the whole game. That means the only 2-pointer he shot he missed. And then otherwise, he was deadly. And most of that damage was done in the second half. The first half, we played fantastic. We did what we wanted. We came out and smacked them in the face. We had the lead in the beginning. We had them under 30 points at the end of the first quarter. It was 28, but still, that was a goal that we had set from the preview. It was like, can we keep them under 30 points to start the game? And in the second quarter, we did well still then. It's like we held them to 17 points in the second quarter. We had a good lead at the half. And then the third quarter, they really started coming back on us and they outscored us by a lot in the second half. And they ended up getting 69 points in the second half. That's way too many points. It was backloaded instead of the front. And I don't know what that was. We had the rest. They were on the second night of a back-to-back. Why were they playing so well late in the game when they should have been tired after playing Chicago the night before? Yeah, it is what it is, Sue. It's like, it's tough, but it's also Miami and it's Kyle. And we got to be like, well, they're a top team in the East. And, they're a real one. They're a real one in some ways. But yeah, interesting that Spoelstra wasn't there, that Jimmy Butler didn't play, and no PJ too. Tom Duke says we did not fold. We definitely did not fold. They kept trying, even if it was futile in some ways. And, they were missing free throws at the end of the game, kind of keeping us into it in some ways. But we just didn't get a couple of breaks to go our way in some ways. And we did play poor defense in the second half and allowed them too many easy shots. Some of it was just in transition. They were getting the ball up the court too quick, and Tyler Hero was just getting an easy, quick basket near the basket. And he was somebody that we didn't want to score a lot of points last night, and he did get points. They weren't behind the three-point line, but he ended up getting 18 points and being highly effective out there. Like, we couldn't stop him. He was operating the way he wanted to. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists for Tyler Hero. That's not good off the bench. And then you put on Victor Oladipo. And that 1-3 that he hit late in the fourth quarter, when he was so far away, he was like almost a logo shot. That was such a back-breaking dagger right there, because like we would start to show a little bit of good defense, and then he just shoots this from so far out over everybody, and it's just like right in, and it just killed the crowd. Honestly, it just made me go, oh fuck, because it's like we could have gotten some momentum going, but he killed it with that one badass bomb and three. And I have to respect that. We have to remember Victor Oladipo was the man in Indiana and other stops that he's had in his career, and that he's used to doing this. And that's what he said in his press conference. He's like, I'm just back to where I used to be. I've just been hurt, and this is what you should expect from me. And that really shows the riches that the roster of the Miami Heat has, that this is a guy who's been on injured reserve, stashed away, and now he's coming back all around all of a sudden. Yeah, that's nasty. That's very nasty. Sue's saying Oladipo shot 67% from three and Strus shot 78% from three. That is unacceptable. I completely agree with Sue. Also, their bench killed us, 45 for them and 13 for us. Oh my gosh. That is a very, very stark difference. And Sue, I got to say, I'm mad today. Oh my gosh. Sue, if I didn't have issues going on in my personal life right now that I got to direct a lot of energy and emotion to, I probably would be more mad right now also. But I haven't been able to completely focus on the game because some things are just bigger than basketball and even my YouTube channel. As much as that sounds great. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I've had other things on my mind, or I probably would be a lot more angry like you are. It's just I haven't thought about it enough. I've just kind of going to the game was weird in itself, very dreamlike. It was such a chaotic place and so much going on. I didn't even get to link up with Monique because it's just really hard to find her, and with everything. And so there were so many people there right away when the building opened. It was just really, really crazy. Sue saying our starters scored really well though. Yeah. I like, Scotty showed some really cool stuff in the game last night. It was cool what Lowry said about him after the game, after seeing him up close for the first time, that he really does see him as a franchise cornerstone for our team in the future, and that we need to build off of him. 19 points for Scotty. He shot a lot of threes last night. That was very interesting that he took 9 threes last night. He made 3 of them. Some of them looked really, really good. And then that putback, that offensive putback he had at one point where he jammed it right back, that was really awesome and impressive. I don't think that Scotty hurt his Rookie of the Year argument last night, even though we lost. I think that he looked really good in that game last night, and that he's continuing the momentum to get towards that Rookie of the Year award. But Fred, in some ways, was the guy who impressed me the most. He really took that challenge of Kyle versus Fred last night to heart, and he went and took care of getting that franchise record right away in the first quarter. He didn't mess around. He got 3 3-pointers right away, but he ended up with 29 points, perfect at the free throw line, 7 of 17, 7 assists, 3 steals, but he did have 5 turnovers, and he was a -10 by the end of the game. So, yeah, it's tough. Kyle was doing his Kyle Lowry kind of stuff, whether it's that little steal he got in that break with the layup or just different things. He tried to take charges. That one play where he may have gotten the charge on Pascal was a really telling place where Pascal is with his career and Kyle. Kyle wasn't cleanly there when Pascal ran into him, and they wanted to they challenged that play actually. They wanted to see if that was a foul, an offensive foul on Pascal. They didn't win. It was unsuccessful. We still got the call the right way for us. There were some weird, interesting calls. I knew that the ref crew last night was not necessarily favorable to us. Like their records show that. Tom Washington, Benny Adams, very not favorable towards us, but they did call a pretty fair game. There was different things like that one call where Bam fouled Pascal on the inbounds where we got one free throw and the ball back. That was interesting. And then the other play where Scotty got poked in the eye by Bam and they went and reviewed it to see if it was a flagrant foul. I was really hoping they were going to give it to us because that would have really helped if we got free throws at that point and the ball. But it ended up being just a common foul. And because it wasn't a shooting foul, we just got the ball on the side. So it's way more valuable if that is actually a flagrant. And the way that Scotty was on the ground holding his eye, it looked like it could have been a flagrant. But they looked at it and it wasn't. So wait, whatever. It's Callie saying to Sue, hey, I was more than annoyed. You could see just watching how wide open they are. I don't even know if it was they weren't working right or what it was. I think that the Heat pulled a whole new kind of book of strategy with their offensive plan to really stretch us out. And I think what Nick said after the game was that we were lazy on a certain type of rotation that we usually cover really well, and we weren't getting back to them on the outside that way. And it was a calculated plan by the Miami coaches to get those shots so wide open like that. And then kudos to them. It's like one thing to get those open shots, but they got to nail them. And if they're nailing them like that, they have a couple of dead eyes on that team. Like Strus it seems like this dude just is a 70% 3-point shooter just naturally. Like this dude is just a badass at threes, it seems like, at least when he plays us. And now with Victor Oladipo coming back and showing what he showed us last night, Miami's going to be scary in the playoffs. Oh, yeah. And I'm glad Kyle's on that team and I can have a little bit of a rooting interest for them, but I still don't want them to win, obviously, because they've already got a championship, but still, they're badass. And in some ways, I think they may be the favorite coming out of the East, honestly. If I would be a homer and hope it's us, but if I'm being realistic and stuff, Miami is looking really tough in different ways, just with their defense and just like the player caliber and talent and the level of where they are in their careers is very dangerous for other teams in the East, for sure. Yeah, they definitely got to guard the corner three better, Sue. I hear that. It's like, I don't know what was happening. I think what Nick was also saying was we weren't fighting around the screens the same way we normally do, that they were really effective at screening us completely off. And that was how they're getting so open. Tom Duke says, Strus, nothing first half, then second half, bam, 7 threes. Insanely, incredibly insane. Good performance by him. He was in the zone. He's annoying. He's really annoying. People are saying he gives them Nick Kroll vibes. Like he kind of looks like him and stuff like that. I watched his after game interview and he's a very humble dude. I was actually really impressed with him. And he was really talking a lot about how we showed so much love towards Kyle Lowry. And he was the one saying that this is what every NBA player strives for and would love, that adulation from a former team that will last forever. And that he was really cool how we went all out for him and that he impressed him, how our crowd showed love towards Kyle Lowry, how many number 7s were in the crowd, the video tribute, everything about it was really impressive to Miami Heat players about our organization. So that's pretty cool in itself. Yeah, G saying, I'm not annoyed, to be honest, because now Nurse can adjust. If Raps won and Heat didn't catch fire, we would not be able to fix this. Cavs lost too. See, this is the thing. Some of us are mad and angry. Some of us are confused and in a weird place in their own life. And then some of us are not annoyed and they see the reality of the whole thing. And I love what G's saying right here. He's exactly right. When there's a problem, there's an opportunity. And that was a problem last night, shown to us that this could happen to our defense if we do not rotate or come around screens correctly. And now Nick Nurse can adjust and fix it for in the future. And that maybe this is better to see this in a regular season game than in like game one of the playoffs and stuff like that. So I like that logic and that kind of thinking. And I definitely like the second statement there that the Cavs lost too. And that was a really good outcome also for us. There's been some good battles like this weekend, like with big teams and different stuff. Like I should have talked about even more yesterday. That Atlanta Brooklyn game on Saturday night was really telling and badass. And I can't stop thinking about it. All right, here's Anselm. Good to see Anselm. Always good to see you, my friend. What's going on? What's Guan? Wagwan. Yes, I think I said it right. I don't know. I'm phonetically pronouncing it. Blackman Hawks here. I haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you. This loss is not so bad. It could have been worse. I bet they will win the next one. I believe that too. We got Atlanta on Tuesday tomorrow here, and they're rolling in some ways. They're playing for a lot. They don't want to be in that bottom part of the play-in. They want to be in the matchup with Cleveland. So all these games are real important and stuff like that. And part of the thing about losing last night is it wasn't so hurtful to our chances of falling back into the plan because, like G said, Cleveland lost also. That margin's nice and big. And as we get to less and less games, we're going to clinch an actual playoff spot. Possibly on tomorrow night when we beat Atlanta, hopefully. And, these are good things. We're really in a good spot. And if we're going to drop one of our games in the last 10, why not to Kyle in Miami? And also, we could have won the season series, but it ended up being tied 2-2. So that says something in itself that like a great team like Miami, we over the whole season ended up tying the series with them for the season, including that crazy epic 3 overtime thriller that last time we played them. So it was badass. All right, let me see. I'm going to look at the box score a little more in depth right now and see what's saying. Like you guys are saying, it's 47% for 3 for the other team, and in particular, Oladipo and Strus with how much they were making. Really, really not good. And they did shoot really well from the field just in general at 51.9%. That's just not good. And having Strus 23, Oladipo 21, Hero 18, and then Adebayo and Lowry was 16. That's not good. You don't want those names that I said first being big scorers on the other side. You want to neutralize them and not let them do anything. And even a guy like Omar Yurt-7, he hurt us at different times down low with his size and putting the ball back. But at least Duncan Robinson didn't do jack shit. We can at least say that. And same thing pretty much for Martin also. But Morris, he had a couple of frees that hurt us too, and he was a little bit of a factor at times also. On our side, Pascal looked badass at times, 11 of 18. He was finishing and making shots with a lot of contact in a lot of tough situations. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 turnovers. This is the thing. Last night, our turnovers, we were even with Miami. And that's not good. Like when both teams have similar amounts we usually have way less turnovers than the other team. And that's part of the reason why we won. Well, they did a really good job at making us cough it up. So the turnovers were actually very even at the end of the game. And that was another factor in it also. Their defense was just as effective and badass as ours was. And we can't afford that. We have to have the better defense that makes more turnovers for the other team so we get in transition. And that's one of the things that was happening last night that Nick said after the game is we had to play from a half court, and that meant we had to go right into their teeth. Instead of getting, in some of the games recently, a lot of transition baskets from turnovers and getting in the fast break. And that wasn't happening for us last night against Miami. They did a good job of limiting our ability to get in transition and get easy scores that way. And meanwhile, they were doing it to us the other way, actually. They were the ones getting in transition and getting easy baskets when we weren't getting back or just getting the ball up ahead of us quick. G saying, yeah, Raps were sloppy passing in the paint. There was a lot of dumb turnovers last night. Turnovers that normally don't make. Like a couple of things that I saw out there, I was like, oh, we're not playing well right now in different ways and stuff like that. So, and it was funny in the section I was sitting in 319, some of the people in the crowd up there still don't think that people like Chris and Precious should be shooting threes. And whenever they shot a 3 or something like that, they're like, why are they doing this? And I'm like, come on, man, get with the program. You're not seeing the clip. that Precious has been shooting at. I can understand maybe with Chris because he has slumped at different times, but still, he's good to hit a three, at least one out of the ones he's taken. But yeah, it was really weird that they're still like on these big guys for taking threes in our system, whereas it's what we want them to do. And these like they're saying stuff like, "Oh, they're leaving you open for a reason," all that kind of stuff. Anyway, but yeah, Thad Young, he did good glue stuff. 3 offensive rebounds, 7 rebounds altogether, 2 assists, 1 steal. But then, missing his two of those free throws, being 0 for 2 from the field, missing some bunnies. Yeah, he kind of pissed me off last night. I'm like, Thad, you are the vet. Why are you missing free throws at late in the game when they're really important? You could tell his face when it happened. He's like, you could kind of tell he was going through it there. But really impressive that Fred hit all 11 of his in that kind of game and stuff like that. And, the team stats, like I said, the turnovers were even. They outshot us. They got more 3-pointers. We got more to the line and made more free throws, but there were 7 points left on the table from missing free throws. Completely even down the line with rebounds. That is something we should have beat them on because we have a bigger team. But I guess with Yurt 7 and Bam Adebayo out there, they kind of gobbled up a lot. And, assists, they beat us in assists. We had 12 steals, but they had 9 steals, 17 turnovers on both sides. And yeah, a lot of even stuff, but the 3-pointers of those guys in the second half just absolutely killed us. And like G said, that's something we can clean up. We can do better as a team. Nick Nurse watched this tape today, showed these guys how they should have been fighting around the screens or how they could have done it better to be more effective, to at least get a hand in their face and give us a shot because they were way wide open. And that Strus guy was in the zone, baby. Yeah, he was. He was really in the zone, 7 and 9, stuff like that. I hate that guy. I really do. For some reason, I really hate him for some reason. But he was cool in the interview, like I said. All right. Yeah, I don't know how much more I want to stew on this or anything. I guess we could talk more about the love fest of Kyle coming in wearing his ring in the pre-game interview, and just really charming dude. Like I said, he came in, he charmed us. He made us remember why we love him, why he's such a badass. The fans were chanting his name all through the game. It really was a huge love fest, much deserved. But it really wasn't kind of what I expected. I really expected it to be a lot more emotional, like I was saying, tying into the pandemic. But it was really a joyous celebration in a lot of ways. And it's really cool that Kyle's sons were there to stand in the crowd in the middle with him right there and then. And just all the stuff we did. Or the video package was awesome. It was done right. And this is stuff that Serge deserves. Danny Green, all these guys, Norman, when they come back, they need to get this kind of treatment with the full crowd love also, just like Lowry did. And yeah, he was having so much fun. It was definitely Lowry's day. And John Tory did what we thought he would do. He did go ahead and make yesterday Kyle Lowry Day in Toronto. He declared April the 3rd, 2022, Kyle Lowry Day in Toronto. And did you all see that statue that was posted in pictures, like running around in different places? It looks a little janky. Like, I don't like the pose. First of all, what is he, a boxer? Is this Farmer Burns or something like that? Why has he got his dukes up? Like, is he going to fight? And and it looked like it's because it's moved around. They had it down by the harbor front. They had it at a basketball court. They had it at the Scotiabank Arena. And it doesn't look like the permanent one. I hope it isn't. I think it's just a prop that a fan made, and they were just bringing it around. You don't mind it? I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It's the right kind of idea. I think it's just a facsimile that they made for the day to be ready, but they need to have a more permanent, substantial kind of statue for him. And maybe the post should be something we're going to talk about it. We were talking about this the other day. What is going to be the Kyle Lowry statue, and what will it look like? That'll be very interesting. G saying 4 April plus 3, the 3rd equals 7. Yeah, there it is. It's in the math. It's in the numerology of the day. It's just what it is. Number 7 was going to have his day no matter what because of the numerology. Active Gamer didn't mind the statue. Monique, I missed you yesterday. I'm so sorry. We came and tried to find you at the beginning of the game, but you weren't there yet. And then it was just so crazy with so many people and everything and stuff like that. I know you're all over the place when you're at the games and stuff. So Adrian and I just decided we just stay up in our seats and try and just take care of things there. But we did try and find you afterwards too, but it just didn't link up. We'll figure it out. Someday we're going to get this picture. I know we will. But what you're saying is, what a video tribute. I was waiting for you at 116 during halftime. The third quarter got to us, Kyle Forever. I'm so sorry, Monique. We just ended up like, everybody got up out of their seats right at halftime. And Adriana and I, we don't like getting too much in the middle of the big crowds for different reasons. And yeah, we just we made a judgment call at that moment just to not get in the middle of the sea of humanity that was moving around at that point and stuff like that. I apologize for that, that we didn't show up at that time. It's just that things were different things, dizzy spells, different things going on and stuff like that. We just didn't want to take the chance, and we just sat tight at that time and enjoyed the interesting, really great halftime with the dancing and stuff like that. It was really cool seeing that stuff. Tom Duke saying fake news on the statue. I hope. I like the bus idea. Yeah, yes, like building that's a badass statue for someone where the statue, the bottom of it, they stand on is actually a bus. That's fantastic. But yeah, I don't think it's fake news. It's a real statue, but I don't think it's the real statue that'll end up outside the building. That it didn't look like it was actual metal. It looked like it's probably, because it's light, they can carry it around. It may be very hollow, and it could be like paper mache or something like that. So I don't think that was the real statue. Active Gamer said, I agree. And I'm not sure exactly what they agree with, but I'm going to agree with you too. And we'll just be agreeing with each other, and we'll be an echo chamber. But yeah, it was a great homecoming for Kyle. I hope it was everything that he wanted it to be. Obviously, he got the W, and I love that Pascal was still pissed that they lost last night. They talked to him. They said it was fun to see him pal around, all this kind of stuff, but he was upset that they lost still. That's good. That's what we want. These guys, they can be happy to see their friend, but it's still business, and we're supposed to be trying to win in these games and stuff like that. So I'm glad that Miami Heat fan is not going to come after us like the Celtics fan. I'm telling you, there was a Celtic fan in particular that has been bullying and harassing me because of my channel this weekend. And it's kind of added an extra dimension to some of the personal shit that I've been dealing with also that's been kind of dragging me down. So I'm committed to come back. And I said I'd be here every morning, even if I was 4 minutes late this morning. I'm going to be here every morning. I got to do this. I just have to. It is my calling in some ways, not necessarily to be here to give the information, do that stuff, but it's because I need to survive just in my life and who I want to be and be happy. So I need to just get the haters out of my head, listen to people like Tom Duke, Sue, Callie, everybody who's here right now, and forget about the haters and just keep going, because they're trying to drag me down. Seriously, they're coming at me from the other sides that you guys aren't seeing. People from other fan bases. They're like, they don't like me. They don't like me. It's really interesting. Monique's saying, at least we are tied with the Bulls yet again. Yeah, it's good that we hadn't dropped all the way in the play-in again. Cleveland lost also last night. And, there's still some games. There's still some time. But we're really good and secure out of a play-in spot. Honestly, we really are. And it may not have been realistic to get the fourth, but getting the fifth is still realistic. It's just we got to duel with Chicago and bounce around and see what happens. And honestly, I really want to see either Philadelphia or Milwaukee on the other side of us when we match up. If Boston happens, or c'est la vie, that's okay. But they're in the second now. So, yeah, G's saying, I can't believe how toxic some Celtics fans are. Do not let them drag you down. They're insecure and miserable. That really is part of it. And it really started happening after we played them in that overtime game last week and we beat them. And that Robert Williams injury and all this kind of stuff, they're scared. And that's part of the reason why they have so much venom right now and stuff like that. Like some of the things that were said to me in the last couple of days through social media has been fucked up. And it has been online bullying. And I just got to steel myself and realize that, that may mean that I'm doing a good job, that these motherfuckers are coming after me. So thank you for the words of encouragement, guys. And you guys really are the ones that keep me going on this, because seriously, there's been a time this weekend where I thought about maybe I shouldn't be doing this channel. And I've had to do some soul searching this weekend, and it sucks. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck them. I'm gonna keep the fight up, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because you guys like it. I enjoy doing it, and this is doing something. This is something, okay? So I am. I promise. I'm not gonna give up just because of haters. I promise. All right, Tom Duke said, all good, buddy. You should take care of yourself first and always. Let me get them. Tom, I will maybe. I might have to get a hotline and put the bat signal out for Tom to come in as reinforcements just to help me get these motherfuckers out of here. I mean, they start questioning whether you're a sane person or you have a weird perception of yourself. You're not grounded in reality. They start trying to say shit like you're crazy is basically what they've been trying to tell me this past weekend and stuff like that. Let's keep going. Yeah, G said exactly. The more popular the Moses hate, the more the haters come out. Insecurity and jealousy makes people ugly. Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be part of it, that they're seeing that I am getting some views, some likes and stuff like that. And they don't want me to put our message out as positive Raptor fans. They want us to just continue to be, doubting ourselves or feeling negative about ourselves or having that toxic infighting in our fan nation. And maybe they see that we're changing that culture. We're trying to, and they don't want us to. They want us to keep going with the infighting. All right, guys. Thanks, Active Gamer. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that red subscribe button. It's really going to help me. And seriously, y'all, with the encouragement of people that love me in my own personal life and the encouragement of the people that are here in the live stream with me every day, I will not let them drag me down. I promise y'all. We will keep going. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, we're all delusional in our own way. But you know what? In a fucked up, crazy world like this, we do have to be a little crazy. And that's what Seal said. And I believe it to this day. A little bit crazy. I love Seal. If I could sing like him, I would do it. Like maybe I'll try and do it right now. You guys want to hear an impression before I go out real quick? I'll do Seal. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't know the lyrics. This is love, the power, my pleasure, my pain, baby. Sorry, I should stop. I'm probably embarrassing myself. This is what the Boston fans say. You're embarrassing yourself. This is what they're talking about. All right. Monique says, go Raptors. I appreciate it. G says being delusional is a compliment. Ansem saying, brother, you keep doing your show. It's integral. You're a hardcore Raptors fan from the beginning. Keep doing your show. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Active Gamer. Love your singing thing. You love my Seal. I got to get the lyric sheet so I can actually sing it because I don't know the lyrics off the top of my head. And it's like, baby, if I can do it, then a kiss by rose on the break. Ooh, the more I'm thinking you, the kisses is you, yeah. Now that I don't know the lyrics. I gotta stop. Fire. Thank you. Yes. We just got to be a little crazy. All right, tomorrow preview for Atlanta Hawks. I'll be back with all the regular good stuff, the ref report, the real mascot matchup for Tom Duke. You're going to find out what happened on that golf course with Kyle Lowry when the Raptor came up to him. Oh, yeah, we're going to find out. And then, keys to the wins, injury report. I'll be back. I will be back. These motherfuckers won't stop me. No, they won't. They're going to stop the Raptors. They ain't going to stop us. We are going to keep going, baby. Yes, let's go, Raptors. Yes, thank you, y'all. Please and thank you. You guys are what keeps me going. Yes.